Hey, it's Adam here, and you're watching The Culture Hack, where we're talking about how to create engaged workspaces that unlock the potential of your teams and drive your business forward in ways you've never seen. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome. I am super excited today. We are talking about business continuity, something I don't have a lot of experience in. And with me, I have Tara Tobler. She's an expert in business continuity, and I'm super excited to hear her point of view. So welcome, Tara.
You bet. Thanks, Adam.
So first, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the world of business continuity.
Yeah. So right now, I'm an independent consultant and I do business continuity, crisis management, basically things that could go wrong, and helping companies plan for that. I got into it kind of by accident, to be honest. I didn't really know what it was, and someone, back in 2008 said, I think you'd be really good at this business continuity stuff. And here we are 15 years later. I decided to take the plunge and try something different. So yeah, really what it is helping companies plan for and just be prepared for that next thing that's going to go wrong. None of us know what it's going to be. We know it's going to be something. Things are always going wrong, unfortunately, in our world. So it's just helping companies be better prepared and be able to be more resilient when those things do happen and do go wrong.
Right. Because, it's fine when things are going great, but it's on your worst day that it becomes important, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we talk all things engagement and culture on these things, and it seems to me avoiding a crisis or at least reacting to a crisis is important. But so what does engagement mean to you when we talk about businesses?
Yeah, basically, whenever I hear that term, regardless of if we're talking business continuity or just anything in the business world, when I hear that term engagement, to me, it just means that people care. People care about the company they work for. They care about each other. They're engaged and involved in their company. For me, when it comes to business continuity, you can really tell a company's overall culture and their overall engagement based on how they approach a variety of things, including business continuity. So if they're looking at if a company says, okay, we need to put a business continuity program in place and, we're going to hire Tara to help us out. When I come in, I can really tell the tone of a company's engagement. And it really comes from leadership, because sometimes, you go in and people are that you can tell that they're feeling that this is just a checkbox action, because their leadership has said you shall go forth and do this, and people don't take ownership. They don't really care. They're doing it because somebody else told them they had to do it. But when I go into an organization and the tone from the top is that this is important, but we want to involve you in the discussion, we want to involve you in building this program, the level of engagement from people throughout the organization is just a lot higher. I have an example. This was a couple of years ago, but I was working with a smaller IT company, and one of the first steps when I'm building out a program is meeting with the leadership and just providing an overview of what we're doing and what it means for them and how much time it's going to take. And the president of the company decided to sit in last minute. He's like, do you mind if I join your meeting? And I'm like, of course, please do. And halfway through the meeting, he stood up and he's like, folks, this is important. Like, this is important to me. This is important to our company. And in his own words, described why. And you could tell, I'm looking around the room and his leaders are looking at him and really taking in what he was saying, because they believed in him, they trusted him. The program went really smoothly, right? When you have that level of engagement, from the president down. And that doesn't happen all that often, but when I do see things like that, I'm like, if I ever didn't want to be a consultant, those are the type of companies I want to work for.
I love that. You can see how programs like that, you're trying to get people's buy-in. The people who you need in the room are the busiest people. They have this much room to give to you.
Absolutely.
And their brain is in 10, 20 other places. But if you really focus on that why, like, guys, we care about this place enough to save it.
Yeah.
Right?
We want you to feel better when that thing does go wrong. Right? We want to make life easier for you when that happens. So yeah, I always find it super interesting. Like I said, when I walk into any new client, you can tell right away what that overall kind of culture. I can get that sense right from the get-go. Because like you said, people are busy. This is just something else. It's like, oh man, another task on my to-do list. Like my list is already so long. I already can't finish what I have, and now you're adding something else. And there's been so much added to people's plates over the past couple years, and I think, I see lack of engagement across the board. People are busy. People are tired, and they want to care, but sometimes it's just really hard when there's so much on their plates.
What a different message, if I say, oh, I need to check this box because I need to be compliant with something, or my board told me I had to do it, or whatever, versus like, everyone knows the boss is the busiest person, or at least perceived to be. So say like, I care enough that I want to make sure that all you guys are safe, and that if something happens, we're good. We got you, right? That's
and
my
I care
job.
enough to be here from the very beginning. Like it was, I was really impressed.
That's very cool. So, looking into the future, do you see, both from a continuity perspective and an engagement perspective, are companies starting to think about this more proactively?
Some, I don't think enough. And I think in some companies it's really hard. Like a lot of things, it's from the leadership level down, right? It's that tone at the top that sets an overall feel for a company. And in so many companies, there's so much turnover throughout, but especially at that top level. So it's really hard to get that level of engagement. I had a friend in oil and gas. In 1 year, she had 5 different bosses. 5. Like how is she ever gonna get anything done? How do you expect people to be engaged? So I think it's the companies that I see that are doing it well, have that stable leadership. They see the importance of engagement by doing a lot of things. Having business continuity plans in place is one, very small part of that. But it's first of all, asking employees what they want. What do you want? Leaders are sometimes putting in all these things to get people engaged, and employees like, I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care that you give me free parking. I take the bus anyways. Or I don't want to have team building after hours. I've got kids at home. Like, so ask people what they want, listen to them, and go forth.
I love it. And you never know, they might say, hey, there's a risk here if something happens, right? They might be more
Absolutely.
aware than you think, right?
They're the ones doing their jobs. They're the ones that know what they need, what the risks are, and what they're going to need when that next thing does happen. So involve them.
Okay, involve them. Well, that is amazing. What an interesting perspective. I really want to thank you for taking the time to share your ideas with us, and hopefully people out there listening to this, maybe it'll cause them to think a little bit and maybe offer a new perspective.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me, Adam.
Hey, thanks for watching The Culture Hack. Do you want to chat culture and engagement? Give us a call and come on the show.